Welcome to the final segment in this three-part tutorial on Flir's Assetlink cloud-based software solution for thermographers. In the previous tutorials, we addressed how to set up your Assetlink account, establish your asset library, and create inspection routes. This presentation will focus on how to connect your Assetlink account to Flir's iXX series thermal camera and conduct inspections while using reference images with this device. This also includes how to view and manage your thermal data in Assetlink. Remember, you can also watch these presentations and many more on the free learning resource page found on the Infrared Training Center website at infraredtraining.com. This includes a tutorial that covers the basics of operating the Flir iXX series thermal camera. To get started, thermographers need to first connect the thermal camera to Wi-Fi. The Flir iXX series thermal camera needs to be connected to a Wi-Fi network so it can communicate with the Assetlink application. To connect your thermal camera to Wi-Fi, go to the main menu, select Settings and tap Wi-Fi under Connectivity. Select Wi-Fi and turn it on. Here you can also enable Wi-Fi to turn on automatically if desired. Select an appropriate network and enter your password to connect. To return to the main settings menu, press the back button on your thermal camera. Next, let's demonstrate how to download routes to the iXX series thermal camera. Routes can be downloaded from your account once the camera is connected to Wi-Fi. First, operators will need to sign into their Assetlink account on the thermal imager. Tap the Assetlink app and scroll through the introductory screens that cover the merits and advantages of routing. These pages are only visible the first time you sign in. Navigate through the prompts to sign into your Assetlink account. Operators should use the same username and password that is linked to your online Flir support profile. Once logged in, you should see all of your organizations displayed on the screen. Navigate through the organization and workspaces to locate the appropriate site. In this case, we have selected the Canada site and the routes that we have created for this location. Here you will see the Ancaster and the No Server Room routes displayed. Select the download arrow to transfer the selected routes to the camera. Once complete, a check mark will appear confirming that the routes have been successfully transferred and are ready to go. Next, let's discuss how to run an inspection on the iXX series thermal camera. We're now ready to start an inspection. For the purposes of this demonstration, let's pretend we are unable to access the server room. Knowing this, we will use the No Server Room route. Select the Create New Inspection tab to display the route and the status of all inspection points. Since we haven't run this route yet, all assets will be displayed as no status at this point. Thermographers can also preview the entire route by scrolling up and down on the display. Tapping an item on the list displays information for the current inspection point at the bottom of the screen. This is for Circuit 2, which is the first of two inspection points that we are monitoring on lighting panel 42. It is here that we can move the spot meter over the inspection point to check its temperature. Tapping the notepad icon in the bottom right corner of the screen will display any special instructions for this inspection point. The No Status button is where you can tag the condition on this inspection point. In this case, we will mark it as OK since nothing critical was found based on our spot temperature measurement. Doing this automatically saves the current image. Select the right arrow to move on to the next inspection point. Circuit 15 on lighting panel 42 is now displayed. The spot meter can again be moved to the appropriate position to check the breaker temperature. As with the previous inspection point, since nothing critical is detected, we can mark the status of this as OK, saving the image. Let's move on to the next set of inspection points found in the calibration lab. The first asset and corresponding inspection point is the 55 degrees Celsius blackbody. Tapping the note icon reveals the instructions we entered previously when setting up the route. Here the thermographer is instructed to check that the camera's emissivity is set to 0.99. Tapping the three dots at the bottom of the thermal image opens the camera toolbar. This is where thermographers can access the option for parameters to change emissivity. Select the option for emissivity and scroll up to adjust the value to 0.99. We can then move the spot meter over the blackbody cavity to capture a temperature measurement. Since this value is within the correct specification, we can also mark this status as OK. After the image is saved, we will repeat this process for the 80 and 120 degree blackbodies, tagging each one with the OK status. The inspection then moves on to the Infrared Training Center classroom, with our first asset being the dual connection lab. In this example, we see what appears to be a hot electrical connection on the target. We will mark this status as needing attention, saving the thermal image. The last inspection point on this route is the 1-inch opening on the spot size ratio lab asset. A quick check of the note informs the thermographer that they should use an emissivity of 95 on this target. After changing the value, we can then mark the status as needing attention. This completes our route and a notification will appear. Selecting Summary allows thermographers to review the results. Here we can see that all 7 inspection points have been successfully completed, with 5 of them being marked OK and 2 others tagged as needing attention. A summary at the top indicates that all 6 assets with a total of 7 inspection points were scanned, and that no comments were added along the route. Small thumbnails of all thermal images captured are also displayed. The inspection can now be uploaded to our Assetlink account by selecting the 3 dots in the upper right corner of the display. Next, let's discuss how to review the inspection. The inspection that we just uploaded to Assetlink can now be reviewed in more detail. Open the Inspections tab to display the current list of inspections for the site. The inspection file name is comprised of the route name and the date and time the inspection was conducted. Here we can see that the inspection status is currently awaiting approval. Special processing is completed automatically when the inspection is loaded into Assetlink. The captured images for each inspection point will be populated into the asset library and the corresponding route to generate the initial reference images. Let's review the Flir instruments location. When a particular asset is selected, the summary information is revealed. For example, we see that the inspection point for the 55-degree black body has a status of OK. Scrolling through the summary provides additional detail. Here we see the image that is being used as the current reference picture. The temperature spot reading is also plotted on the chart. While only one data point is currently displayed, temperature readings from future inspections will start to show if any trends are developing in the data. Return to the Inspections tab and select an inspection to review additional information. This includes the date the file was uploaded to Assetlink and the email address of the operator who uploaded the data. When you select an asset such as Lighting Panel 42, the 2 inspection points with their respective images will be listed. Click the Edit icon next to the inspection point to launch the Flir Ignite Image Editor. This will allow operators to make any changes to the thermal image, including the level and span, color palette, measurement tools, and more. The thermal image used as the reference picture for the inspection point is displayed here at the top of the screen. This image can be replaced with another one from a subsequent inspection. We will cover how to do that later in the next section. Once the inspection has been reviewed and any necessary changes have been made, the inspection can be marked as approved. A report can now be generated for this inspection. First, operators should create a unique name for their report. Next, the contents of the report can be filtered based on the status of the inspection points. Let's include all of these for the purposes of this demonstration. Click Create to generate the report. The report will appear starting with a cover page that displays the report title, the inspection site, and the date of the inspection. A table of contents is automatically generated along with a report summary. Priorities and comments can also be affiliated with each inspection point. Any additional pages for each inspection point may also be produced. Each inspection point page displays an infrared and digital photo along with the current reference thermal image. Since this is the first inspection, the reference image is the same as the captured one. Headers and footers, as well as title page information, can also be added or altered. Press Save to download a copy of the report. This will save the file in Flir's proprietary reporting format, which allows operators to open it and make any edits later in Flir Ignite. The export option creates a PDF file of the report that you can also download to your computer. This is the version you should share with any customers or other decision makers who might not have access to Flir's software. It also helps restrict any changes to the final document. The Insights tab acts like a dashboard and provides an overview of your inspections, including the status of assets and your findings. The data is grouped into the 3 categories, including OK, Attention, and Critical. The table below displays the condition of all inspection points from worst to best. This helps you quickly access and assess all of your inspection information, helping you make better maintenance decisions. The data displayed in this table will be automatically updated when subsequent inspections are completed. Next, let's cover how to conduct an inspection using reference images. Reference images are used by thermographers during an infrared inspection to help them confirm if they are saving data correctly. These images provide the right orientation and the proper perspective that operators use to ensure consistency when capturing an inspection point. This is important for programs that are using thermal imaging for data trending and analysis. Once an initial inspection is uploaded into Assetlink, the corresponding route is populated with these images that will now serve as reference points. For this to work properly, the route will need to be downloaded back onto the camera before conducting the next inspection. We will use the recently completed no server room inspection route from the previous section to demonstrate this feature. The status of the inspection can be reviewed before starting the route. The small image icon displayed in the lower left corner is used to access the associated reference image and can be expanded to full screen if needed. The slider at the bottom of the image is used to adjust the transparency overlay of the saved reference image over the live one displayed on the camera. This allows for real-time adjustment of the camera's view with respect to the reference image. There is also a reference image compare slider, where a vertical divide can be dragged horizontally across the display to assist in aligning the 2 images. Here we see the current camera image on the left, with the reference image situated on the right. Once the alignment has been verified, the status of the inspection point can be set and the image saved. In this example, we will set the status condition to Attention. For the remainder of this route, this tool was utilized for all inspection points. For the spot size ratio lab in the Infrared Training Center classroom, you can see that the alignment of the current camera's field of view is almost perfect relative to the reference image. When the route is finished, a summary can once again be viewed to ensure all inspection points were caught. Now this new inspection file can be uploaded to Assetlink for review and report generation. Switching back to the Assetlink Inspections folder on your computer, we can see that the latest route has been listed and is waiting for review and approval. Scrolling through the list of assets and inspection points, we are able to confirm that the new status is set to OK for the spot size ratio lab in the classroom. Let's take a moment to look more closely at the data collected from the spot size ratio lab. With this new temperature point, the chart now displays a trend that has occurred over the last 2 inspections. This way of visualizing the data shows us that the temperature has dropped, indicating that the target is cooling off. Now that we have an updated image from the latest route, we will need to replace the previous reference image with the new example showing the temperature change. To do this, we will need to update the reference image used for the route in the asset library. Assetlink makes this process easy to do. Click on the image to open it up and select the edit icon to launch the Flir Ignite image editor. The captured images of both inspections are displayed, along with the current reference image that is identified by the timestamp. To replace this reference image, select the 3 dots that are below the new thermal image and follow the prompts. The new reference image is now saved and can be confirmed when we return to the asset library. Continue to repeat this process after running your routes to ensure your data stays current and ready to go. We hope you've enjoyed this overview of Flir Assetlink. If you have any questions or need additional help with this software, the following web pages are available for thermographers from Flir. Here you'll find a summary of key features, additional technical information, user guides, frequently asked questions, and much more. However, learning how to use Assetlink is just the beginning. It is only with certification training that you'll get the most out of your investment in thermal imaging and this routing software. And that's where the Infrared Training Center can help. Increase your credibility, enhance your career and build your business? These are just some of what you will accomplish with certification courses from the Infrared Training Center. Whether you're joining us in the classroom, on-site, or online, our course schedule is packed with upcoming training dates at a number of convenient locations worldwide. Learn from industry veterans and thermal imaging experts who will help guide you through an interactive and practical educational experience with training that meets or exceeds industry standards.
I would 100% recommend this program to friends or colleagues. A little bit of knowledge with this technology can really go a long way and alleviate these problems that affect us all.
Don't wait. To register for training, give us a call or go to infraredtraining.com to learn more and start your journey towards certification with the Infrared Training Center.